Hello guys, you're welcome to another edition of the Game Plan Show. Today we are coming to you pretty late. We have our own reasons for it, but like we agreed with you guys, we are going to be hitting you at any point of the day. So I hope that most of you are alert and you join us for the show. Our fans across Europe and in Asia and in Ghana as well. Yesterday we had two viewers from the northern region and someone from Kumasi as well. Very, very impressive there. My name is Fiifi Anaman, and as always, we have a lot of things to discuss. Today I'll be telling you about Emmanuel Agyemang-Badu, who has granted an interview here in Ghana to one of our television stations, and he's saying that he needs another challenge. And so it's very likely that this summer you'll be seeing him move away from Udinese, which is where he currently plays. He's been at Udinese for the last, 7 years, and he's saying that, he's seen it all. Maybe may not have won trophies, but he feels that it's time for him to move. I'll also be telling you about Asamoah Gyan. Bad news coming in for Asamoah Gyan. Yesterday we talked extensively about him. Unfortunately, we have to revisit some things that have to do with our national team captain, because some things have come up, and so I'll be telling you about this as well. I'll also be telling you about Joseph King Kong Agbeko. Remember him? Yes, he is back, and he'll be fighting on June the 30th. I'll be telling you about his opponent and everything concerning that bout. I'll also be telling you about the Black Stars of Ghana, who will be playing friendlies on Thursday, June 28th, as well as Saturday, July 1st, against Mexico and the USA, respectively. So these are the topics we'll be looking at today. Thanks for joining us on the Game Plan Show. It's been a very, very long day, and I hope most of you are on right now watching. I'll be reading your comments as we always do it, but let me just delve straight into action and tell you about Asamoah Gyan. Yesterday on the show, I told you about how the president of Sport, who is called Ali I, he told the press that Asamoah Gyan is a big player. They are looking at bringing him into Turkey, bringing him to the club, and also signing him up and giving him 1.6 million euros per season for 3 years. Now he was confident that the deal will be completed between the 20th and 22nd of June. Now we are in that moment, and just today, in fact, there was a press conference by Sport to unveil their new coach, Paul Liguen. He signed a 2-year deal at the club as their new coach. And at the press conference, journalists and how nosy they are, opportunistic, something that we've mastered in this craft. Now, some people asked Ali I, Asamoah Gyan, what's up with that deal? Is he coming to Turkey? And Ali I fumed. He went on a serious rant. He talked about how Asamoah Gyan's managers are contradicting themselves, about how Asamoah Gyan is saying he wants more money, and about how, the whole deal is a bit botched because Gyan has a lot of people speaking for him, and, people are sort of trying to twist the club's hand, and he believes that if the club is trying to extend the hand of friendship to a player, and so many people around the player are trying to, make things complicated, then he feels that it's not the kind of player that the club wants to pursue. So he's saying, no more Gyan for Sport. He's saying they have dropped their interest. And remember, we reported extensively on this. Gyan was due to earn 30,000 euros per week, 1.6 million euros across 3 years. And Gyan is missing out on this because of stuff that have gone on. Remember, yesterday I told you about how his manager Sami Enimado said that Sport have made contact, but there's nothing official, nothing concrete. He talked about a lot of things, trying to sort of mark the Gyan territory in this whole Sport deal, and it didn't go down well with the representatives, who were very polite. They sent a letter, to Gyan and his people, as well as to Ali. They spelled out everything. Would like to humbly ask, to make this offer to Gyan. They stated the money. They said they would even pay for air tickets and everything to Gyan's people to come to Istanbul and also go to the club to discuss the deal. And Gyan's people sort of messed up, according to Ali I, who is the president of Sport. And I'll read you his quote earlier today in Turkey. He said that we are not interested in Asamoah Gyan from now on. He said very clearly. And he said that the club offered Asamoah Gyan 1.6 million for 3 seasons, and Asamoah Gyan wanted a half figure. You cannot blame Asamoah Gyan. He's used to huge sums of money. I told you yesterday that from 2011 to 2015, he played at Al Ain in the United Arab Emirates. Now, he earned in excess of $200,000. Listen to this, $200,000. Not every month, every single week. So if you are going to offer a guy like this 30,000 euros a week, you know, it's like chicken change for him. And so you can understand how Asamoah Gyan would want to push for more money. So, I mean, you can't really blame both parties. They made a good deal for someone who is 31, for someone who injuries are sort of slowing him down, and for someone who is approaching the twilight of his career. You know, they thought it was a good deal, but Asamoah Gyan thought, you know what, I still have the fire though. You know, I want to continue playing, and I still deserve more money. So that's it for Gyan. He's currently on the books of Al Ahly and in the UAE, and he's on loan from Shanghai SIPG. Of course, this summer is the time that his contract with SIPG will end, and you know, he'll be looking at new clubs. So we'll be following Gyan very, very, very closely, because we want to know where our captain will be headed next. Definitely not Bezerspoor, the Green Crocodiles of Bezerspoor. We've confirmed from President Ali, who is saying we've dropped the interest in Gyan. No more Asamoah Gyan in Turkey. So that's it for Gyan. Let me just go on Facebook and check out you guys, our loyal viewers. Thank you very much for joining us. Let's see who is watching and who is commenting as usual. We have Akpese Kwashi. You are saying more updates. Well done, Paul's Ghana. Thank you very much, Akpese Kwashi, for your comment. Isaac Osei Otubo, I can see you watching. Thank you very much for joining the show as well. Papa J El Capitano, you are saying, have you reached Access Management after the press conference? Watching from Germany. Now, Papa J, we know for a fact that Sami Enim Ado came out to say, and you know, this is something that we are privy to. He came out to say that, you know, the Bezerspoor thing is not official. You know, it had been reported in the press as if Asamoah Gyan was a done deal. He was going to fly into Turkey, sign the deal, start a new life in Turkey, just like a previous Black Stars captain had done a few years ago. Remember, Stephen Appiah once played at Fenerbahce. Now, that's what had been reported in the press. So Sami Enim Ado was basically saying that, you know what, Bezerspoor, you may have seen in the press that, you know, the thing is already done, but there's nothing official. It's just an inquiry that they've made. And, you know, apparently the president of the club has also come out to say that, you know, a lot of people are talking and he doesn't really know what is going on. And, you know, people are saying it's about like who you know. They really don't know who they are talking to. And so they've decided, you know what, this is too much work for us. Let's just drop the interest. So that is what is happening in the camp of Asamoah Gyan. Dadako, you are saying, I am watching you. Dadako, I'm also watching you. Nathan Rekoba, Junior Munez, you are saying Gyan deserves more. He can't take that money. Interesting. It's very debatable what Gyan deserves at this point in his career, isn't it? I mean, he's 31, like we said, a lot of injuries, not scoring as much as he wants to. He scored 6 goals in 14 games. Very, very poor from someone who was, he banged over 100 goals in 4 seasons at Al Ain. This is a striker who has banged over, exactly 50 goals for the Black Stars. But he's not been scoring a lot of goals. He scored like 2 goals for Ghana in his last 11 games. So Asamoah Gyan, you know, if you really look critically at his performance graph, you know, and you know, you detach yourself from this whole hullabaloo about, you know, 50th goal and blah blah Bezerspoor. The guy's performance is actually on the downward curve. And this is not to take anything away from Asamoah Gyan, but when you're growing, you don't expect your body to be getting any younger. And so this is what's happening in Asamoah Gyan's camp. Whether he deserves the 1.6 million, it's, you know, it's a matter of debate. Now, Kwame Dennis Click, you are saying, you so good. Thank you very much, Kwame Dennis Click, for your very, very humbling comment. Isaac Osei, you are saying he should please come back home. Okwewu needs him. I'm sure you are talking about Asamoah Gyan. We'll talk to Asamoah Gyan about your request. Probably he will come down and play for Okwewu. Probably Kwabi Brim United or any other Asuka Deportivo. As for Derek Ni Otubo, you are saying, Baby Jet. AJ Kwame, you are saying, I am watching. Edward Boatin, you are saying, hey, I'm watching from Boston. Thank you very much for joining us from Boston. Johnson, you are saying, that's good. Senior Trigman, you are very, very loyal to us. You're saying you are live with you, G. I'm also live with you, G. Senior Trigman, thank you very much. Obo Isaac Chair, watching live in the UAE. another UAE fan. Thank you very much, Obo. Senior Kobia Pia, you are saying good luck to the Black Stars and safe journey to them. I'll come to the Black Stars in our last item in the show, so please stay tuned on the show. Nathan Rakoba Junior Munes, you're saying Asamoah Gyan is a big player and they can't offer him that small money because he can still take more in different teams. Well, how many people are willing to offer Asamoah Gyan the level that he deserves? This is a man who has expenses to pay. Remember, he's bought a $3 million house at McCarthy Hills. It takes a lot to maintain a $3 million house. And, you know, he has businesses. You know, Asamoah Gyan needs money, though. But, you know, he's also getting old. And so this is a dilemma that he finds himself. Whether his agents will be able to find him a deal that brings in the money. You know, this is what we are all... I mean, this is the thrill of the transfer season, isn't it? I mean... we're all waiting to see where he will end up. You know, people are saying he might shock us and return to the big time in England or in Italy. But I really don't see that happening. I mean, this is, if you are past 30 and you've already made money, you may want to make more money. So that's the Asamoah Gyan situation for you. Now, Nathan, okay, I've read Nathan's comment. Ajay Kwame, you're saying Baby Jet lose form. Well, I told you about the whole performance thing, so I can understand why you're saying that. Nathan Rakoba, again, you're saying, but 30,000 euros a week, Gyan won't agree. Fair point, fair point, fair point. Ima, you're saying, good analysis, bro. Thank you very much for joining us, Ima, and for your comments. You are saying, nice one there, bros. I salute you. That's Otu Philip. Otu Phillips, thank you very much for your comments. Salif Ushaibu, is Ghana Black Stars for the country or for somebody? Well, technically, Ghana Black Stars is for all of us. The team was formed formally in 1958. This is a bit of history for those of you who want to know about the Black Stars. It was formed in 1958. No, sorry, 1959. It was founded by Ohinijan, our late sports director. So the Black Stars have been in existence for many years, and it's our pride. It's for everyone. Everyone should play in the Black Stars. I'm saying this on record. It doesn't belong to Asamoah Gyan, nor Kwesi Appiah, nor Andrea. You know everybody. It's for all of us, for Ghanaians. So Kojo Obeng, what team is Baby Jet going to? We'll be updating you on that in a bit. Dada Call, who has said the Black Stars is for the individual? Odifo in Cancer, you are watching live. You are too much. You are also too much, Odifo. Let me move on to my next topic, which is Emmanuel Agyemang-Badu, who was on GTV just this week, and he was talking to the very excellent journalist Veronica Kome, my big sister, who is a host as well as a writer. And so they were having a conversation, and Emmanuel Agyemang-Badu was talking about how, you know, it's been about 7 to 8 seasons at Udinese. He joined them in the 2009-2010 season, just after the World Cup. If you remember that, he won the World Cup with Ghana. He scored the winning penalty. For those of you who remember, Ghana were champions of the world, and Agyemang-Badu scored a winning penalty. And, you know, he's been at Udinese since then. You know, Italy, Okan Italian. You know, he eats Italian. He's tired. He tired the life for Italy. So he won't move, you know, to another country. That's what he wants to do. But then, you know, he says he's received offers from places. And I'll mention the places to you in a bit. He mentioned China. Interesting. He mentioned Italy. But he doesn't really want to stay in Italy. He mentioned England. And he says the Premier League is where he wants to play at. He says that he feels that his skill set is well suited for the Premier League. So he might find himself there. He also mentioned Qatar. Qatar too is a place where there's a lot of money. So Agyemang-Badu was asked, you know what, you are mentioning China and Qatar. Agyemang-Badu, is money really your motivation? He said, you know what, money is very important, but I'm looking for playing time. So he made it very clear that he wants playing time. He wants to enjoy himself. Agyemang-Badu is now 26. For those of you who want to know, you know, he's now 26 years old. He's not that old. And so he has a lot of years ahead of him. And he also talked about how, you know, he was snubbed for the Black Stars game against Ethiopia and how he doesn't feel disappointed. He says he has no qualms with the coach and his decision because he feels that other players also deserve their chance. And he said he was very impressed with Lumo Abonyenu at left back. He was very impressed with Thomas Ejepon, also with Ebenezer Ofo, who he described as one of the best midfielders he's seen. And he said he wasn't surprised at all with the goal that Ebenezer Ofo scored because that guy is dynamite. You know, he's a very good player. And he was asked whether he fears he will lose his place because, you know, people are performing. He said, you know what, it's the name of the game. Somebody had to lose form for him to come into the squad. And last season, Agyemang-Badu didn't score a single goal, even though he played in excess of 29 league games for Udinese. And he made 4 assists. but he didn't score a goal. And so maybe he played too deep. He mentioned how the Udinese coach changed things, and he was sitting too deep, and he wasn't moving as much forward as he wanted to do, and so he didn't score a lot of goals. And that is why, you know, he seems to have lost form in the eyes of people. So Agyemang-Badu there talking a lot about things. He said, "I will grab the EPL without thinking. I love the league and I would like to showcase my talent there." That's Agyemang-Badu talking about the EPL. He also said Michael Essien is his role model, Frank Lampard is role model, and he also been studying Aaron Ramsey. This is interesting, though. Agyemang-Badu says he really likes Aaron Ramsey and how he plays, minus the injuries, of course. He doesn't want to get injured. And he said, now, he made a very interesting comment. He said, "I am now an average player, but I have more room to improve." That is a very honest assessment from a footballer who, for me, sounded very, very level-headed. You know, Agyemang-Badu, very, very mature comments coming from him. He also said that another opportunity will come for him with the Black Stars, and he will be ready to take it. He was impressed with the new boys. And he also said that this means that he has to up his game for the Black Stars. He also said that he had 4 assists and no goals, but a lot of games. And for him, it represented his worst year for Udinese. And he also said that he has CD recordings of that 2009 run. Remember that the World Cup, he has CD recordings of the 2009 run that the Black Satellites had in Egypt during that World Cup. He says he watches it all over most of the time, and that, you know, he recalls very well that moment when he was walking up to the ball. And how even, let me tell you this interesting story. He said he has spoken to Asamoah Gyan and David Addy. He said, "Charlie, this is the last penalty. If I miss this, we are not going to win this trophy. And you guys are playing in Europe. After this tournament, you can fly to Europe and nobody will have to insult you. But me, if I miss this penalty, I'm coming back to Ghana and people are going to insult me. I don't want to play this penalty." And they told him, "You know what, Agyemang-Badu, this is your moment. Go and play this penalty. Make a sprout." So he said when he was walking up to the ball, he was very, very nervous. He thought he was going to miss. But as soon as he touched the ball and he started sweating, he knew it was now or never. And, you know, the whole of Africa's fate was in his hands, because he was going to play the penalty that would win Ghana and Africa its first ever World Cup at that level. So that was some responsibility for him. So in a split second, thought about a lot of things, but he placed the ball down, and Agyemang-Badu, you remember that commentary piece very, very well. He scored, and long story short, Ghana became champions. Andrea, you lifted the trophy, and it was history. So that's Agyemang-Badu for you, talking about a lot of things. But key amongst his comments is he might be leaving Udinese this summer. So that's it. In the camp of Agyemang-Badu, let's go to Facebook, do some comments, and then we'll continue with Joseph King Kong Agbeko, who is on Facebook at the moment. Let me see. Okay, more people have joined. Kuku Ofoe, you are saying Asamoah Gyan should come back to our iron. I'm watching from the UAE. Thank you very much, Kuku. You are in the UAE, you are watching us. Dadako, you're saying, who said the Black Stars is for the individual? Thank you, Dadako. The Black Stars is not for anyone individually. Kojo Obeng, what team is Baby Jet going now? I will be updating you on that if we get news on it. Justice England, Ankara, you are watching from Abu Dhabi live. Abu Dhabi. I'll tell you a story about Abu Dhabi. One of these days, I don't want to give it all out today, but you know, one of these, I'll tell you a very interesting story about Abu Dhabi. Odifo in Cancer, you are saying, watching you live, you are too much. Thank you very much, Odifo. Labio K. Steven, Demba Sisse. You are saying, great work you are doing, blessed and nourishing. Hey, thank you very much for your lovely comment. Kuku, you are saying, come back to our iron, Asamoah Gyan. Keche ya of FIFA. Why do you always sabotage Baby Jet? If you're above 30, that doesn't mean he is. Look at Robin. He is still playing. GH will always force players to retire. First of all, I'm not above 30. And, you know, second of all, I'm not forcing Baby Jet to retire. I'm just giving you the facts on the ground, which is that he's a legend, but his performance is on a downward spiral. Facts say it. I mean, last season, like I said, 6 goals in 14 games. In our iron, he was hitting over 20 games in every season bar his last season where he scored 13 goals. So I'm not just saying an opinion. I'm just giving you the facts that Baby Jet is not getting any younger. That doesn't mean that he's not a good player. So that's to you, Keche, FIFA. I hope you know, you understand what I'm saying. And Nathan Rekoba, you are saying 26 years, Agyemang-Badu. Are you shocked? Agyemang-Badu is 26. You know, were you there when he was born? You saying he's 26. You know, allow the man to be. So that's it. Shaibu Salifu, you are saying thanks you. But why are some people acting as if the Black Stars is for them? Hey, this thing, you take on personal. The Black Stars is for all of us. Okay? So I hope that is settled. Richard Teto, you are saying good job. I'm watching from our iron. Wow, 2 people watching from our iron. Now, Prince of Four, you are saying you are doing great work. Thank you very much. You are saying you are watching from Rome. That's very good. Thank you very much. Henry Kamara, you are saying nice job. Keep it up. Kojo Obeng, Badu has to come to Qatar. I'll be happy to see him outside in Qatar. I live in Qatar. Kojo, well, we wait to see where Agyemang-Badu will play. We also hope that maybe he comes close to you and you get to watch him. Emmanuel, is Asamoah Gyan still going to have his face on the captain's band? We are wondering about it. Well, after what happened, he better not do it again. I mean, I'm not sure he's going to do it again. Let's just move on to Agbeko. King Kong Agbeko will be fighting for the IBF International Bantamweight belt. That will be on June the 30th. He will be facing Nicodemus Otieno Okudo. He's Kenyan. He's 43. And his nickname is Nick Otieno. That's the kind of boxer who's going to be fighting Joseph King Kong Agbeko. Now, King Kong Agbeko is one of Ghana's 7 world boxing champions. You know we've produced 7 champions. He's one of them. He won his first boxing title, the IBF Bantamweight World title, in 2007, I believe it was. Yeah, he won it in 2007. He ruled for 2 years, defended it twice. 2009, he lost it. 2010, he won it back, and then he lost it again. So he has been world champion twice, King Kong Agbeko, and he'll be fighting with Nick Otieno. Nick Otieno, interestingly, has fought a Ghanaian before. That was in 2008. I'll have to get details on that. I'll check very well. But yeah, it was in February 2008. December 2014, he fought against Raymond Comey and lost. So that's a bit of history between Agbeko and Nick Otieno. So he lost against a Ghanaian. Hopefully, when he comes down to Accra for the Legacy Fight Night, which is what the night is dubbed, against Agbeko, he will lose. We hope you lose, Nick Otieno, when you come to Ghana. Kenya. I mean, Kenyans are our friends, but come on. Joseph King Kong Agbeko is our champ, and we hope he returns to the ring and does justice to it. This fight will be on June the 30th, like I said, and Joseph King Kong has been speaking about the fight. He said, and he was speaking to Daily Graphic, Bernard Nikwe, I believe it is, a colleague of mine who is a graphic, fantastic journalist. He was saying, I will have to stop Nick Otieno if I have to realize my dreams of climbing back to the top. Now, when he says he's climbing back to the top, I understand what he means. Joseph King Kong Agbeko is now 37. Can you imagine? Those days when you used to hail him, he was in his 20s, so time has flown by so fast. He's now 37. He has a record of 31 wins and 5 losses out of 36 fights, I believe. So 31-5, he's now 37. He's saying Nick Otieno is a strong boxer who will be up for the challenge, but I can assure Ghanaians of a victory on the night. So yeah, Joseph is hyped up for the fight. His last fight was in December 2016. It was against Haji Juma of Tanzania. Interestingly, Nick Otieno's last fight was also against Haji Juma. So this Haji Juma guy has been used as a punching bag for both boxers ahead of this bout. Agbeko beat Haji Juma in December 2016 in Accra. In Nairobi, early this year, Nick Otieno also whipped him in their bout. So he has served as the preparatory bout for this major one. Of course, Joseph King Kong Agbeko, like I said, 2-time world champion. Yes, and he also won the IBO Bantamweight title, the world title in 2013. So he's held 2 titles, the IBF and the IBO. The IBF first time 2007, lost it in 2009, won it back in 2010, and the IBO Bantamweight title in 2013. So that's it for Joseph King Kong. A lot of boxing action. Remember, Isaac Dogbe will also be fighting in July. He'll be fighting Javier Chacon. Chacon, we hear is it's very, very hard for the fight. And Dogbe is who we are all projecting to be Ghana's next world title winner. He's only 22, very, very young boy, but very, very strong and very, very talented. He's trained by his father, Paul Dogbe, dynamite of a boxer. We are hoping that he wins us a world title. We've not won a world title in a long time. Come on, Ghana. 7 champions. We need Dogbe to be the 8th. So he will be fighting an eliminator in July. We wish Dogbe all the best. But first things first, Agbeko, Nick Otieno, June 30, Bukum Boxing Arena. Please make it a point to be there to support King Kong. Yes, one of our champions. Let me go to Facebook. Once again, I'll do your comments. It's very important for us that we have people watching and commenting. So this comment section there is very important for us. So we'll be reading your comments. Whatever you send in, we'll read it for you. My name is Fiifi Anaman. You are still on the Game Plan Show, your one-stop shop for everything Ghanaian sport related. And we come your way every Monday to Thursday. At any time of the day, you just get your notification, and if you are free, you watch it. We have a conversation. This is what the show is about. Richard Tete, you are saying good job watching from our eye. Nathan, you are saying Bedu will bounce back. Thank you, Nathan, for your comment. Henry Kamara, you are saying nice job, keep it up. Good job, being Bedu has to come to Qatar. Okay, I'm sure I have read these comments. Nana Ofo, you are saying thank you from the UAE. Thanks for joining us. We have about 5 people watching from the UAE today, surprisingly. Nathan Rakoba, you are saying 43 there. Abi he make me. I'm sure you're talking about Nick Otieno, but King Kong is 37, so battle of the old men, I believe it is. Nathan, you are saying Agbeko go finish him cheap cry. You gave him for Agbeko inside. That's very interesting. Jimmy James Soga, you're saying Agbeko always losing. This time, all the best. Agbeko is not always losing. Come on, he's lost only 5 fights out of 36. So 31 victories and 5 losses. Not too bad for him. Nana Boaji da Costa, nice show. Keep it up. I'm watching you live from Dortmund. Hey, how's Aubameyang? How's Aubameyang? Come on, that's Dortmund. Thank you very much for joining us. Nana Boaji da Costa. Jimmy James Soga, you're saying Isaac Dobe, all the best, bro. We also wish him all the best. Salisu Abdullahi, watching you live again. Salisu, you joined us yesterday. Thank you very much for joining us once again. And Eliza Quarte, you are saying, please, I miss Agyemang-Badu. Can you help? I missed the Agyemang-Badu section. Can you help me? Agyemang-Badu is saying that he might leave Udinese this summer. It's very likely that he might leave Udinese this summer because he needs a new challenge. So that's all you missed in case you want. And he also talked about a lot of things, but those are, side issues. So that's it. Kojo Obeng, now Ghana boxing has gone down, but let's hope Agbeko wins this fight. Let's hope he wins it as well. My producer is busy signaling me to end the show, but let me just end it with the Black Stars, who will be playing 2 friendlies against Mexico. First game, like I said yesterday, it's on June 28th, but for Ghana time, it's June 29th. That will be against Mexico at the NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas. NRG Stadium. I hope my producer puts the image of the stadium on your screen at the moment. The NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas. That will be June 29th, 12:30 a.m. Ghana time for the Mexico game. And then 2 days later, I believe it is 2-3 days later, July 1st, Ghana will be playing against the US of A. This will be at the Pratt and Whitney Stadium. We also have the image of the stadium in Rensselaer, East Hartford, Connecticut. So those of you in the US, I'm sure there was an East Hartford, Connecticut guy watching us yesterday. You might want to catch this game when you are there. It kicks off 8:45 p.m. Ghana time. Do well to catch it as well. Now, what is happening with the Black Stars is that Kwesi Appiah has invited 2 new local players. So now we have a local contingent of 9 players joining the squad. We already have 7 players, and he has invited Majid Ashimeru. We have their images. We'll put them on your screen in a bit. Majid Ashimeru and Gideon Waja. So they are joining the Black Stars for the trip. They will be traveling tomorrow ahead of the friendlies. They will be joined in the US by David Akam, who is in the running for the MLS All-Star game against Real Madrid, as well as Mohamed Abu, who plays at Columbus Crew. So that's it for the Black Stars. Local contingents joining the team. They are training in Accra, leaving for the US tomorrow, Friday. That's it for the Game Plan Show. Thank you for joining us. My name is Fiifi Anaman. I'll be back on Monday. We don't do the show on Fridays, unfortunately. I'll be back on Monday for another edition on the show. Shout out to my the team behind this, Kojo Trineboa, on live duty, Isaac Otubwa, always here with us. Nene Afedimano, I saw Michael Leduse, Ejayao, and you know, everyone, Elvis, yes, Elvis, everyone for joining the show, as well as Ike, who is watching me currently. And thank you for joining us. We'll be back on Monday with more. Thank you.